Welcome to this webinar on how to complete an Achievement Day planning form and activity plan. By combining these two documents, we hope to simplify this process for clubs while providing 4-H Nova Scotia with the needed information about your event. While the objectives of 4-H staff are the same at all Achievement Days, to provide project evaluation and celebrate member accomplishments, each club is unique in how they organize their own event. The Achievement Day planning form is used by regional program coordinators to ensure that there are enough staff available to provide the evaluation in a specified time frame and that all staff know when and where they are going. Please note Achievement Day judging locations must have washroom facilities available, and it is also helpful to advise staff if they should bring their own lunch and snacks if judging is not near any food service locations. When completing this form, please note the start and end times at each location, as well as the name of the building and property owner, as well as the civic address. The start and end times and identification of locations are important because this form will be used in conjunction with the activity plan to define the sanctioned 4-H event and when 4-H insurance coverage is in place. The Achievement Day planning form also notes many things to keep in mind when planning your 4-H Achievement Day. Staff availability. Staff may or may not be present for some portions of the Achievement Day, depending on schedule. Please try to schedule portions of the program, such as suppers, community viewing, and guest speakers, following the presentation of certificates, so that the RPC may keep as close to regular working hours, 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. as possible. If you have any questions about scheduling, please contact your local RPC for assistance. Life Skills Project Drop-Off. At Project Drop-Off, members should set up life skills projects with their project items and record sheets together. Please group items according to project, for example, crafts on one table, woodworking on another. This allows staff to look at the projects while also reviewing the record sheets. Additional locations. If all projects are not being judged at one location, please keep the number of additional locations minimal for efficient use of time. It is not possible to evaluate each livestock class at a different location, so please plan accordingly. Also keep in mind that there are more opportunities in the showmanship class to prepare members for the next level, such as moving in and out of line, passing animals, etc., when there is more than one member participating. For members who cannot attend Achievement Day, it may be necessary to complete at a neighboring Achievement Day or at a makeup Achievement Day. Please make arrangements with neighboring clubs or your RPC in advance. Premise ID. All sites hosting livestock from other locations need a premise ID for livestock traceability. If you need additional information on getting a premise ID, please contact your Department of Agriculture Extension Coordinator. Special circumstances. Please ensure that your RPC is aware of any reason why a member's project would not meet the evaluation of standard for age, level of experience, or years in 4-H. And pre-approval to have one item count as 2 project items. If any 4-H members are exhibiting less than the required number of non-livestock projects and wish to have projects count as additional project items, details for approval, such as the details on degree of difficulty, must be provided 2 weeks in advance of the Achievement Day. And approval to do this must come from the RPC in advance and be confirmed via email. Page 2 of the Achievement Day planning form summarizes how many projects will be presented at Achievement Day. This allows the regional program coordinator to calculate how much time and how many staff are needed to complete these evaluations. The rule of thumb is 15 minutes per life skills project and 5 minutes per livestock record sheet. Completing an activity plan is new for Achievement Days. An activity plan is required to define the locations and times of the sanctioned 4-H activity and to clarify supervision roles and responsibilities. You can start by identifying your club and select Achievement Day as the type of event. Next, you will fill in your start and end times, including project drop-off and cleanup. Next, you can complete your province, club, and county name. In the Overview of Event Program section, you can add details here, or you can attach the Achievement Day planning form you have already completed. This will give an overview of the event and the locations. Just make sure they include the start and end times and civic addresses of each location. At the bottom, the activity types would be animals and agriculture and indoors. The planned activities are evaluating project work, including showmanship. But if needed, you can also add a barbecue, outdoor games, tug of war, etc. Under what youth need to bring, I have listed a few things such as project materials, appropriate clothing and footwear, sunscreen, and hats. Please expand in this section if necessary. For example, if there is a canteen or a fee for lunch, please add the amount of money members should bring with them. Please complete all blanks of the Program Supervision section. If you're using the online form, the supervision ratio will be automatically calculated when you enter the number of supervisors and the number of youth expected. To calculate the supervision ratio manually, divide the number of participants by the number of supervisors. This ratio must meet or exceed the supervision ratios in the table below. In the blank for the name of the first aider, please designate one person to be in charge of providing first aid and contacting 911 if needed. This person would also be responsible for filling in an incident report if an accident occurs. In the blank for names of supervisors, please list each location and at least 2 people who are there to meet the rule of 2. This would include one screened and trained leader with one additional screened person, as well as other people who are there to help meet the supervision ratio. If additional supervisors are unscreened, they must always be in a common space with the other 2 screened supervisors. In the space available to describe your supervision plan throughout the event or program, I have provided an example. It reads, members will be supervised throughout the event by leaders and volunteers listed above, as well as parents attending the event. All activities will take place in spaces where the rule of 2 and supervision ratios are being met. This includes project drop-off. In addition to writing this plan, it is important to explain to members when they arrive at the event where the supervised areas are and where they are allowed to go, as well as explaining any safety precautions and procedures to follow. You can expand on this description to provide details on each location if needed. For example, for livestock members showing off-site at a farm, for this to be considered a sanctioned 4-H event and for 4-H insurance to apply, the rule of 2 and supervision ratios must be met at each location. There is no 4-H organized transportation or accommodations associated with achievement days. You can check no for both of these sections. Any carpooling to or from the event would be a personal arrangement between families, and the responsibility for liability would fall on the automobile owner. For the risk assessment of activities, this is a sample response. Following the rule of 2 and supervision ratios reduces the risk of abuse and injury. Emergency exits, how to access first aid, and muster points will be reviewed at the beginning of the program. Members will be advised of the areas where they are allowed to be and will be supervised throughout the event. Safe animal handling practices will be followed when animals are involved. There is risk involved in everything. This section is used to identify areas of potential risk and to explain how those risks will be reduced. Please take the time at the beginning of the Achievement Day to review safety rules and emergency information for each location. Also ensure that the adults supervising livestock members have animal handling knowledge and can instruct members on safe animal handling, or can also step in to control the animal if needed. An emergency response plan outlines the information, such as emergency contact information and health history, and supplies, such as the first aid kit and cell phone, which are available to the first aider who was named in the supervision section. It also outlines the steps the first aider will take if there is an accident. It is important to report accidents to parents and guardians and to file an incident report. For example, if someone falls and bumps their head, they should be observed for concussion symptoms when they get home. Or if they slip and fall, they may seem fine, but a later x-ray may show a break or a sprain. It is important to document the incident for insurance purposes in case a claim needs to be opened. The following checkboxes must also be completed. Are you using any third-party service providers or vendors? This could be a food truck coming to your event. You should always ask them for proof of insurance and provide it with your activity plan. Is a certificate of insurance required? This might be requested by the building where your Achievement Day is hosted. You can complete a certificate of insurance request form, which is available on the 4-H Nova Scotia website, and forward it to angela.masters@4hnovascotia.ca. Under the budget section, has the budget for the event and program been approved by the organizing club or regional council? Have member costs been communicated to families prior to the event or program registration? Are funders and supporters going to be acknowledged and required reporting completed? By completing each of these steps, you ensure that you are meeting the requirements of a sanctioned 4-H event. On the last page, please complete your contact information as the organizer of the event. This is so you can be contacted if there are questions prior to approving the plan, and so you can be sent the approved plan once it is completed. There are several checkboxes on this page as well. All youth have completed the event program registration following provincial guidelines. Health and emergency contact information will be on hand. This can be collected during your registration process, or regional program coordinators can provide each club general leader a report of health information which was submitted at registration. Please keep all of this information in a safe, secure location. Information will be shared with youth and guardians prior to the event. Please use your event plan to save yourself work in this step. The approved PDF can be shared directly with parents. The program complies with 4-H Canada policies. By completing this event plan satisfactorily, you have ensured that all youth safety policies are being met. The event program complies with local health policies. This was added during COVID, but is a good reminder that all 4-H Nova Scotia events and activities must meet all local laws. Please stay informed of any local gathering limits, fire bans, and permits which are required to ensure compliance. You can then sign and date your submission. Please submit this plan a minimum of 2 weeks before you plan to start promoting an event to members and families to ensure that there are no issues with its approval. Sharing a meal is a great way to bring the 4-H community together and build a sense of community and belonging. It is also an opportunity to invite the greater community into your club to learn more about 4-H and the members' projects. If you are doing this, please make sure you are following all Nova Scotia regulations on food service and include any necessary permits with your activity plans. If you need help completing your Achievement Day planning form or activity plan, please reach out to 4-H Nova Scotia staff. We hope you enjoy a fun, safe, and inclusive 4-H Achievement Day, where members can demonstrate what they have learned to do by doing.